everyone, welcome to my online channel, The Palm Leaf. This is video number 23 in the Data Analytics and Visualization series. Today we are going to do something interesting. In the next few videos, including this one, we are going to look at different forms of text or string manipulations. It's a very interesting aspect. I would like to show you some of the patterns, some of the base R patterns in this video. We look at grep, regexpr, sub, gsub, and reg matches functions, which are basic string functions. And then in one of the in the subsequent videos, we'll start looking at different packages like string R, and so on. Then we'll also look at regular expressions, which is called as regex, and I'll try and explain that to you in a subsequent video, right? So let's get into the action, right? Okay. We'll start off with line number 245, whatever you see on the screen. Okay, so what are we trying to do here? We're trying to create a variable called as g, which is what you should consider as a list of strings, right? So we are going to use the assignment operator here, which is the assignment operator in R, which is like a less than sign followed by a hyphen, right? And what are we putting into G? We're going to put values like hippopotamus, rhinoceros, time for bottomless lyrics. These are the three strings, and we are going to use the concatenation string here, right? Which is a small c followed by closing and opening and closing parenthesis. So all these values, the moment you start to do this, all these values will be captured into G, right? Let me just quickly show you. I'll do control enter, and what I see on the screen is the moment I print G, I get three values: hippopotamus, rhinoceros, and time for bottomless lyrics. Now this is my string value. So the way you need to think about it is, let's say you have an Excel sheet, and in one of the columns you've got a list of strings, right? So this is what it is. Next, we are going to introduce a variable called as p. Now in this variable, what we're trying to do is we are going to say this equals t dot m, and dot can stand for anything. So in R, if you mention dot like this, it can stand for anything. So it can be tam, tim, t some number m, so on and so forth. So this is like a pattern, right? If you want to actually input dot as a dot, then what you generally have to do is you'll have to use a double backslash to introduce that dot, right? So I'll just quickly run row number 246, and let me just select p and do control enter so that you know what it is, right? So it is t dot m. Now these are two things. So now we have a string and we have got a pattern. So the string is my g variable and pattern is my p variable. Now what do you do with it? We'll start off with the grep function, and it is a fairly simple function and straightforward function. What it does is it gives you, you just have to write pattern grep pattern comma string, right? So in this case, the pattern is p and the string is g. So we'll run line number 249 to see what do we get, right? So what have we got here? We have got 1 and 3, which means that hippopotamus and time for bottomless lyrics are two entries inside the strings, which are two strings inside the list of strings, which matches this pattern. So grep is basically used for pattern matching in a string, right? And why did it match? So you don't see t dot m in either of them, right? So as I said, the moment you use a dot sign, it actually can mean anything. So you can see here in hippopotamus, it is tam. So it is capturing anything with that pattern, t dot m or tam, it doesn't matter, right? And similarly here, it starts in the third string. You see that it says time for bottomless lyrics, right? Which means tim is a pattern that matches with p. Similarly, if let's say even if the string did not have time, the tom in bottomless would actually match with t, right? So that's how grep works. Now let's quickly look at how if you add an argument called value is equal to true, how does it return? So the moment you say value is equal to true and you run the function, what you get is you get the actual string values instead of returning the index values, which is 1.3, the moment you don't mention it. So in line 249, when you say grep pattern comma string, right? You will just get the index values. So you will get row numbers if you're using a data frame, or that means if you have a list of text strings in an Excel sheet, you will get row names or row numbers, right? But if you use value is equal to value is equal to true, you will actually get the values. Right, now let's look at let's look at another case. Right, I've just ran row number 251. Here I'm using the same pattern comma string, value is equal to true, which will give me the actual value of the string. I'm calling out invert is equal to true. The moment I call out invert is equal to true, what happens is it actually acts like a negation, which means whatever this was going to return, so it was returning hippopotamus and time for bottomless lyrics, it will return anything outside of that. So in this g variable, you just have three values, right? You have hippopotamus, rhinoceros, and time for bottomless lyrics. Since you don't want it to return a particular pattern, it is just returning rhinoceros. So that's how it's used. And you can always use ignore.case. You can set it as true or false in case you don't want your pattern. So in this pattern, if I have mentioned, if I want to, if I have not included caps and cap it, and the uppercase doesn't matter to me, then I can simply use ignore.case is equal to true, right? So that's about it. Now, how is grepl different from grep, right? So grep would either give you the index number or the value of the string, the actual string, but grepl is a logical version of grep. So the L stands for the logical part, which essentially means that it will just give you true or false. That's the only difference, right? So that was grep and grepl, and these are used just to detect patterns, right? We stop here. In the next video, we'll look at the other three functions, other three or four functions related to basic pattern matching. Thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you in the next video.